If you've ever watched the original DuckTales or read old Disney Duck comics, you know there's one possession that Scrooge McDuck prizes above all else: his number one dime. A lot of stories revolve around this little 10-piece, and a quest to get it back is always a solid foundation for any DuckTales adventure. So how do you improve on a classic Disney Duck story type? By giving viewers something few Duck stories have ever dared. Details on Della Duck, Huey, Dewey, and Louie's mother. Not every episode of DuckTales ties back to its catchy theme song, but The Great Dime Chase does. Not just because both the new theme and the episode itself focuses on chasing down Uncle Scrooge's number one dime, but because The Great Dime Chase is the rare episode actually out to solve a mystery and rewrite history. To a reasonable extent, at least. Huey, Dewey, and Louie have been part of Disney comics and cartoons for decades, and there's never really been a very good answer when it comes to their parentage.
I don't know anything, and it's really frustrating!
In the comics, their father is literally unnamed, and their mother has gone by Thelma, Bella, or just plain Della. But she's actually appeared in relatively few comics before the new DuckTales launch. In fact, maybe just one. But I won't get into that here. My point is, the kids' parents are a mystery, and their history is muddled and convoluted. The perfect thing for the new show to solve and rewrite. The Great Dime Chase doesn't wrap up this mystery of the kids' parentage in one go, but it does take huge steps forward. Although, that's not actually the main story. The core of this episode is about Louie. He shares his Uncle Scrooge's love of treasure and money, but none of Scrooge's work ethic. And when Scrooge catches him being lazy and wasteful, he decides to take his youngest nephew to the money bin for a day to teach him the value of hard work. At the same time, Dewey spends the opening moments of the episode sneaking into Webby's room to try and uncover his family's secrets. He wants to know what happened to his mom, but when he asks, Webby tells him that nobody really knows and says that bad things happen to people who ask questions about Della Duck.
So who are we gonna ask?
The two stories meet at Scrooge McDuck's money bin, where the kid's great uncle tries to instill the value of work in his youngest nephew, while the middle child explores McDuck's personal library, the archives, for answers about his mother. Both stories are actually a lot of fun, and while my favorite jokes and the major story progression of the episode are in Dewey's adventure in the library, I think Louie's visit to Scrooge's office might actually be my favorite part. Again, not so much because of the jokes involved, but because it reminds me of when my own dad used to take me to his office when I was a kid. Okay, so I never went on a grand adventure spanning 57 floors while running from a manic robot bent on collecting every dime in sight. But the rare days my dad would drag me to his office as a child were kind of a weird mix of exciting and kind of boring. As a kid, where my dad went each day was a mystery, and getting to see it for myself was exciting. At least at first. Like Louie, I quickly found the day-to-day of adult life less than exciting, and I had to find my own way to pass the time. Louie's moments with Scrooge in the office kind of reminded me of that, the time I spent as a kid visiting the adult world, and sort of being disappointed with it. Nostalgic hooks aside, I do think I like Dewey and Webby's adventure in the library a bit better. The rapid-fire dialogue humor, the book puns, the pure insanity of Quackfaster, the archivists, these were all perfect. And on top of it, it was great to get a brief look at who Della Duck is, and a hint to why she's not around. It doesn't exactly solve the mystery of Della Duck, but it's the kind of clue that keeps fans guessing as the show moves on. A piece of a puzzle for us to put together that will make the eventual reveal all the more satisfying. In fact, I think that's kind of the theme of the entire episode. To gain the first hints of Della's history, Dewey and Webby have to overcome challenges. Likewise, Dewey can't recover the lost dime without hard work. And both of their payoffs are all the more satisfying because of their labor to earn those payoffs.
A dime sure means more when you have to work for it. Eh, lad?
Finally, I can't let this episode pass without giving Gyro a mention. I'll probably give this character a deeper look in a future video, but Gyro seems to have the greatest departure from his source than any other DuckTales character so far. He's really different, but I don't think he's off theme. Yes, he absolutely seems a bit more bitter and self-righteous, but he's still based on the same idea. He's an unparalleled genius with no talent for navigating social norms. How that social awkwardness is expressed here is completely different than in the original series, and it's absolutely a little less endearing, but I think it still works, and I'm interested in seeing where they take it. Overall though, I like that this is a fun, quieter episode. It's still an adventure, and it gives us a lot of information about the characters in the world, but it takes place entirely in Duckburg, and entirely on Scrooge McDuck's property. In a way, not a lot happens, but that's nice, because we get to learn more about each character individually.
They're all mad as loons, and if you fire them, they're definitely going to seek revenge.
What did you think of The Great Dime Chase? Let me know in the comments below, and hey, if you like these videos, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. It helps me out a lot. Until next time, take it easy, Internet, and hold on to your dimes.